Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel where I share all sorts of tips, tricks, stories, wins, losses, struggles, everything in between of digital nomad lifestyle. And today I want to talk about a topic that is super important and very common in the digital nomad lifestyle, finding accommodation. How in your right mind do you find good long-term accommodation as a digital nomad? Most people go straight to Airbnb, and that is their number one place. Think, I want to stay for at least a month. That is easy. Yes, easy is the answer. It is definitely easy to go to Airbnb and find an apartment rental or a house rental, villa rental, whatever it is, depending on where you're going. But what I can tell you is you're most likely being horribly I mean horribly ripped off. The prices on Airbnb recently that I have seen, like, I just, it actually blows my mind because I don't understand how people can actually put that price up there for a month and be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I get as an Airbnb host, you are looking to make a profit. I understand it is a business, but you also don't need to rip people off so astronomically. I have seen multiple places from Asia to Europe where the actual cost of renting an apartment for the month is double, if not triple, on Airbnb for that month rental. Now, sometimes obviously you can get a monthly discount on Airbnb for renting a place, but most of the time that discount is still so much higher than the actual cost of a monthly rental. So obviously, like I said, of Airbnb, sometimes if you're lucky, you can get a month discount, and sometimes it can be good. Most of the times it's not that much off, and it still doesn't bring the price down to a more realistic number. Here you go, you can see an option where I was looking for a long-term stay, and you can see the month-long discount that they give you, but some properties like this one, still the same month-long time, same location, no monthly discount. So it's completely up to the owner of the property if they want to give you a discount or not. So you're not always going to have very realistic prices if you're looking on Airbnb and expecting to have a month discount with everywhere you go. Because sadly, not every option has it. Now, yes, you might say, well, you're only renting for 1 month, so you can't go off of the yearly monthly rental. I know that. And I'm even okay with paying a little bit more. But the prices right now are crazy. And if you find a good deal, hats off to you. Good job, because I find it extremely, extremely hard. So today I'm going to go over a bunch of different options that I have used, that my friends have used, that many digital nomads use, or long-term travelers to find accommodation for more than like a week or two at a time. And if you are looking for longer term accommodation, then the first few options in this video are going to be perfect for you. I'm going to go in depth about different options you can find for more of a slow travel feel and that longer type of accommodation, month or longer. Now, if you are that fast-paced lifestyle where you want to go and see as much of the world, or maybe you want to really limit how much you spend on accommodation and you're trying to find ways to have accommodation for free, don't give up, because I have some great options for you in this video as well. So it will be good for literally any type of accommodation you're looking for as a traveler and digital nomad. Or if you're curious how digital nomads even do it, maybe you want to go spend a month somewhere and you just want to know, how in the world can I make that happen? I got you. That's what I'm here for. So, number one, it's a site you've used before, and it's probably a site that many of you use every single day. So you might be wondering, what could this possibly be? Facebook. Facebook is such a good resource for short-term rent, like short-term month-long rentals. Now, obviously, you do have to be careful because Facebook comes with a lot of ability for scammers to scam you over. And I am not suggesting that you just believe everyone who's out there, just like you would in any situation. But Facebook has been so key for me. While I lived in Bali, I solely found all of my accommodation for over a year from Facebook. And I lived in 4 different locations. I like to move a lot, see new villas, but those, like, Facebook was the way to do it. Now, I would go on to specific Facebook groups for that location. So you can literally type in like Digital Nomads Bali, Digital Nomads Lisbon, Accommodation Lisbon, Rentals Chiang Mai, wherever you were going to. I guarantee you, if it is a big digital nomad or traveler hub, there are going to be Facebook groups just dedicated to rentals for travelers. So I have used them before. Like I said, I used it in Bali for over a year to find multiple locations. What I can say, there's pros and cons to both this. You can use it before you get to the location to scout out places and use your wits about you if you're paying for something before you see it and before you're in the country. Be careful. Always ask for a contract, always do a deposit without sending the full payment, and pay on a secure platform. So PayPal is really good as long as you check off on your little thing that you're paying for a good or service. You will be backed by PayPal if that is a scam. So be careful on doing direct wire transfers or bank transfers if you really don't know the person and you aren't too sure. So, like I said, have your wits about you. You don't want to believe everyone on the internet because obviously that wouldn't be smart. Now, like I said, I booked a place in Bali. I moved there. And then while I was in Bali looking for new accommodation, I'd find them on the Facebook groups, message them, set up time to see the apartments, go view them, make sure it's real, meet the realtor or the booking agent or the owner, whoever it was showing it, and then do the rest of the process there. That way, you have a higher chance of not being scammed. That worked for me well in Bali as well as in Europe. I use the same thing for Barcelona. I was having a really hard time in Barcelona finding a good accommodation that was like over 2 weeks and under like 6 months without crazy fees. Airbnb was absolutely astronomical. Like, I couldn't even explain to you what some of these places looked like for like 3,000 euros a month. Not nice at all. Not up to date, not modern, not big, nothing. And so everything I found that was actually great apartments had these really astronomical agency fees that were anywhere from 700 to like 1,600 euros for the month on top of your rent for 1 month. So it became just overwhelming. So I went to the Barcelona Digital Nomad Facebook group and I posted in there. I posted a picture of me and my boyfriend. I said when we wanted to come to Barcelona, I gave a little intro into us. I got messaged by someone who's also living in Barcelona, who was going home to see her family for a couple months and wanted to rent out her apartment. Now, with that being said, we FaceTimed. She took me through a tour of the apartment. She's amazing. Love her. She was really cool. She asked us questions. She was telling us how it's her home and she wants to make sure she feels safe with who's there. And we felt safe with her. So we went through the whole process, got a contract, did a deposit, got here, sent the rest of the money once it all went through. So you can use it anywhere. Like I said, Asia, Europe, you can use it in America as well. It's a great resource. On top of the Facebook groups, you can even use Facebook Marketplace. Some countries, it's really common for people to actually post apartments on Facebook Marketplace. I use that to find accommodation in Thailand for 6 weeks. So you can absolutely use this as a vital source to find accommodation. And if you're saying, okay, Facebook, I haven't found anything there, like, what's your next option? Then I would say to look whatever countries you're going to or country you're going to, look to see like what websites they commonly use for long-term or short-term rentals. What I tend to do is I even go onto the Facebook groups of digital nomads or travelers of that city or of that country, and then I'll search in the search bar about rentals. And a lot of the times, people will also give you websites that are commonly used. For example, Barcelona and Lisbon, Idealista is a very commonly used platform to find apartments. So I found that out from doing research and from the Facebook groups that people use them. So you can go on and use these commonly used websites in that country specifically to look for short-term rentals. Now, like I said, it totally depends on how easy that platform is, how hard it is, how viable everything is. what is like actually with prices and stuff based on what that city is itself, but you're usually going to get a better rate than you would for someone on Airbnb who's trying to rent out, their second or third home property and make a profit, usually on a nightly basis and usually not looking for a month or 2 month rentals. On those sites, you'll be able to find easier access, and you also usually are able to find agencies in those cities who can also give you extra options in case you aren't able to go for the one that you liked or requested information on from them. Now, after that, you're going to be going through a lot of different websites, a lot of different stuff. Finding a place to live for a month long can be super easy sometimes and super frustrating the others. Like I said, Airbnb is a vital resource, and sometimes you will find great properties on there, and sometimes you find absolutely nothing. So maybe start at Airbnb, get an idea of what the prices are look like, then go to Facebook, see how that works. Then go to the websites that are used locally in that country, or in that city for accommodation. And then depending on where you're going, there are different options for you for short-term stays or long-term stays. One that I know that is really useful in the US, if you are traveling around and you want to go from state to state, is furnishedfinder.com. This is used a lot by traveling nurses or remote workers who just want to keep moving about within the US. And you could find furnished apartments. You can go rent them. The prices aren't that bad. So that is a really good one if you're looking for accommodation within the US. Now, if you're looking for, let's say, accommodation outside the US and you don't necessarily want like your own apartment, your own house or villa away from everyone else, and you are going alone, you're looking for a certain community, but you want your own room or your own place, but you want to be connected to a network of people, the next option is really great for digital nomads, and that is co-living and co-working spaces. So what I mean by that is you can look up certain places like Selena, Outside. There are many out there where you have your own nice private room. These are really great options because you will have your own space in your own room and probably a desk, and they're set up for remote workers and digital nomads. And you're not like in a hostel room where you're sharing a room with like 10 to 12 different people, travelers, partiers, all in and out, and you can't concentrate. These are usually nice single rooms that you can request. And you also have common areas which you share with everyone in the community. You have networking events, you have desks, workspace, sometimes cafes linked to the place in the building. So there are lots of different options. And if you can't find anything on Outside or on Selena because they don't have one in your area, look up the city, like go to Barcelona, type in co-living, co-working spaces, and go see what other options there are out there. These are usually apartments that are rented to people, and then you have people in your floor or in your building who are all doing the same exact thing, and it makes it really, really easy to meet people. It makes it super easy to find a community if you're afraid of being a solo traveler and going abroad and getting this nice apartment, but then you're like, oh my God, I don't know anyone or how to meet anyone, and you struggle with it. Co-living, co-working spaces are a really, really great option. And last but not least, if you're like, okay, I want to go travel, I want to go live in places for a couple weeks at a time, I don't really make a lot of money and I don't want to pay a lot for accommodation, I have two options for you, which could help you get a free accommodation in exchange for a bit of work. Now, this can be good for a digital nomad if you really are doing something like for work that is low maintenance, doesn't take you a lot of your time, and you're just solely looking to see as much of the world as possible. It's also good if you're like, I quit my job. I need to go stay somewhere for free. I need to unwind, let loose, figure my life out, figure out who I want to be, and then start my business down the line. This is a great way for you to find accommodation for free. Number one, house sitting. So trusted house sitters is a really great option. You go on, it costs you like $100 for the year, and you can go and search locations in the world where people are leaving their homes, sometimes for 3 days, sometimes for a week, sometimes for 2 weeks, sometimes longer, depending on when you look and keep an eye out. And all you have to do is take care of their pets. So it tells you on there how many dogs, cats, birds, lizards, donkeys, horses, whatever that they have. And you go on there, you fill out your little bio application stuff, you send a message to them, you chat to them, make sure you're a good fit, and then you go and stay in their home while they're away, whether they're on vacation or traveling, whatever. And you just take care of their dogs, take care of their cats, make sure they're fed, take them out for walks. I have friends who've done this all over the world and say it's an amazing way to see different places and to really get a locally feel a lot of the times for literally free. Like, you don't have to spend a single dollar, nothing. You can spend nothing. So that is a really great option. Obviously, it's a bit harder because you can't pre-plan too far in advance. You can obviously put applications in and stuff and see what people put up there on the website, but you are a bit more subjected to moving around a bit. So you won't technically have probably a month-long stay. And there are some places that come up with that, but you're probably looking at more of a week, 2 week, or a couple, maybe 5 days in places. But if you really want to stay for free, you can go to a country and bop around these different places. Or if you're in Europe, bop from country to country as you find new accommodations to stay for absolutely free and take care of dogs and pets. I mean, that is amazing. Who doesn't love animals? But number two, if you're really looking to be like abroad, you want to be living the life, you don't want to be taking care of someone's pets, you don't want to be someone else's home. World Packers is a really great way where you can sign up, your accommodation's free, a lot of your living costs are free, and you do exchange work for them. If you're in a hostel, you might be helping do a reception or cleaning a bit or running a guided tour, or you might be up on a farm helping people. There's so many different opportunities out there, but you can go on, type in where you want to go, have your application sent out, find different cool opportunities that you might not even think existed. I saw one where a girl ended up being hired as a boat party, like MC, and just helped out doing that on a boat party all summer. So there are definitely really cool options out there. So whether you are a serious remote worker and digital nomad who has a business and needs to be in a nice apartment and feel home, use Facebook, use co-living, co-working spaces, use local agency listed sites or Airbnb if you can find a great option. And if you're not and you're just looking to travel, have fun, work a little bit, maybe have some free accommodation, look at trusted house sitters, look at World Packers, look at Furnished Finder in the US if you're looking to travel around the States a bit. But there are lots of different options for accommodation. Like I said, it's not always going to be easy and it's not always going to be straightforward, but it'll take time, commitment, just like any apartment finding ever. But you will be able to find accommodation that can be within your budget for most of the times in different cities. There are so many digital nomad hubs all over. So keep your eyes peeled and just every once in a while, I love to go on and just look what's available out there. Maybe look in South Africa, Cape Town. Go find something really cheap there for a month. Go look in Lisbon. Go look in Colombia, Thailand, Bali, Barcelona, like Costa Rica, list Mexico. List is endless, and these are great ways to find accommodation. So if you guys liked this, please subscribe, hit the like button below, leave a comment that you have about digital nomad lifestyle. I will respond to it. I want to get as many tips out there for you guys and really help you get into this. I feel like there aren't enough videos really diving into this lifestyle, what we do, how we do it, all the highs and lows, interviews with people who I've met along the way. There is so much coming. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. Because if you're a digital nomad, aspiring digital nomad, or maybe you want nothing to do with this lifestyle, but you find it just damn well interesting, definitely hit subscribe. Leave a comment below. I love to connect with all you guys, but hope you enjoyed this video. Watch out for the next one.